What were you doing at the time of the robbery?
Robbery.
I was sleeping.
Do you know who took these files, ma'am?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maria's life was like a lifeless painting set in an expensive frame. From a distance, everything seemed perfect and beautiful. A palatial home in the city's most affluent neighborhood, decorations sourced from every corner of the globe, and closets filled with designer clothes. But inside that frame, the colors were faded and the picture was incomplete. Her husband, William, was undoubtedly a successful business tycoon, but the price of his success was Maria's loneliness. She often played the perfect hostess at lavish parties, smiling amidst a crowd of hundreds. But as soon as the last guest departed, the silence of the mansion would become deafening. William would either be engrossed in business deals on his phone or preparing for the next day's meetings. To him, Maria was nothing more than a beautiful trophy. The storm entered her life the night a highly organized robbery took place at their home. The thieves didn't just take jewelry and cash, they also stole specific files from William's study. The case was high profile, so it was assigned to the city's most capable officer, Detective Daniel. When Daniel first stepped into their home, his eyes held the piercing gaze of an investigator, not the awe of wealth. He examined every priceless object as if it were a piece of evidence. When he began questioning Maria, his tone was sharp and professional. "Where were you at the time of the robbery, Mrs. Williams?" "I was in the library reading a book,"
Perhaps
Maria
one day
answered
it will be
calmly.
over.
Daniel looked deep into her eyes. "You weren't tired after such a large party." "Some people are exhausted by noise, Detective. And some are kept awake by silence." The mix of wit and melancholy in Maria's reply forced Daniel, for the first time, to see her as more than just a rich man's wife. As the investigation progressed, so did their meetings. Daniel would often call late at night. Initially, the calls were strictly about the case, but soon, their subject matter began to shift. A strange case came in today. Daniel found himself telling her one night. A child witnessed his mother's murder, but was too scared to speak. The fear in his eyes. "It won't let me sleep." Maria listened in silence. For the first time, someone was sharing their wounds with her.
Did you get a chance
In
to read
return,
that book I sent
she
you?
began telling him about her favorite books, her unfulfilled dreams, and her loneliness.
Thank you for
These
telling
phone
me.
calls forged a bond between them that was more emotional than physical. One night, it was raining heavily. Daniel called Maria. "Where are you?" "At home, watching the rain from my window." "Come outside," he said. Mustering her courage, Maria slipped out of the house without telling a soul. Daniel was waiting for her in his Jeep. That night, he showed Maria streets of the city she had never seen. He took her to an old bridge from where the entire city, bathed in lights, was visible below. As they stood getting drenched in the rain, a comfortable silence fell between them inside the car. Their gazes met, and everything that had remained unspoken was finally revealed. Their secret affair began. It wasn't just physical attraction. For Maria, Daniel was a breath of fresh air in her suffocating, gilded cage. For Daniel, Maria was a peaceful sanctuary from the dark and violent world of crime. But Daniel was a cop, and his nature was to seek the truth. While investigating the robbery, he found something that changed everything. An informant revealed that the robbery wasn't just a robbery. It was a planned heist to steal specific files, and the plan was an inside job. When Daniel dug deeper into William's business dealings, the ground shifted beneath his feet. William's business was a front. He was actually laundering money for an international smuggler known as Carter. The files stolen on the night of the robbery were the evidence against William. Daniel was now in agonizing turmoil. His duty demanded he arrest William, but his heart ached at the thought of Maria, whose world would be shattered by his one action. He began to distance himself from Maria. The warmth vanished from his calls, and he started avoiding their meetings. Maria thought he was growing tired of her, and the thought ate away at her from the inside. One evening, Maria went to Daniel's flat to talk to him one last time. She had just arrived when Carter's men abducted her. When Daniel reached his flat, he found Maria's broken bracelet on the floor. At that moment, his phone rang. "Detective, we have something of yours.
Oh, no.
If you want her back alive, bring all the case files to the old warehouse tomorrow night. Come alone."
Hello?
Daniel's eyes blazed with a cold fury. He confided in his team and laid out a dangerous plan. The next night, the atmosphere at the factory was as silent as death. Inside, Maria was tied to a chair, with William standing before her. "What did you think, Maria? That you could have an affair with a cop and get away with it?" William sneered with hatred. Just then, Daniel walked in, holding a briefcase. "Let her go, Carter." "Your problem is with me," Daniel announced. As Carter's men moved to take the files, Daniel gave a signal, and his team surrounded the warehouse. A fierce gunfight erupted. Daniel risked his life, running toward
Stay
Maria.
with me. It's gonna be
In
all
the
right.
chaos, William fired his gun at Daniel. Seeing this, Maria threw herself forward with all her might, toppling the chair. The bullet meant for Daniel grazed her arm instead. That one moment sent Daniel into a rage. He tackled William and subdued him as his team took control of the entire factory. The case was over. William and Carter were in prison. Maria's physical wounds healed, but the wounds on her soul might never close. Several weeks later, they met one last time.
You are a hollow
They stood on the
word.
same bridge where their love had begun. "Your world was destroyed because of me," Daniel said, his voice heavy with regret. Maria looked at him, her eyes holding neither love nor hate, only a profound emptiness. "No, Daniel. My world was already hollow. You just made me realize it. But a relationship whose very foundation is a crime can never reach its destination." They both knew their journey together ended here. Their love was like the city nights, beautiful, mysterious, but destined to vanish at the break of dawn. Daniel got into his Jeep and drove away, while Maria kept gazing at the city lights. The city that had given her everything, and yet